YouTubers. It's Camrock, and of course, Shauna. As you can see, I'm wearing a little t-shirt, a uniform. I'm actually in khaki pants and a black shirt. Why? Because I just got a job. Part-time, minimum wage, bagging groceries for this company here. Hopefully they don't get mad and fire me for it. But, anyways, I applied to this company 2 months ago, and I had to call the hiring manager every week for the last 2 months and diligently ask, actually beg, for the job. Actually, I was begging for any job. I didn't just ask for part-time. I didn't ask for to be a bagger. I just was asking to get hired. And of course, several other places, I was applying to too. One of which is like fast food, Burger King, and they didn't hire me either. But it's not because, keep in mind, I have a 4-year degree, Bachelor of Arts. So does Shauna. We work at the same place, and that's my point. The only reason I actually even got hired here as a bagger after 2 months is because Shauna helped me out. I happen to be basically sleeping with somebody that already works there. And, it's funny because it's true. And that's what helped me get the damn job. The fact that, we're in a relationship together, and she is a checker. She rings people up. She also is, we both make under $9 an hour, under $9 an hour. And we both only get part-time hours. But this place does have a good union. They guarantee you at least 16 hours in a week when you work there. Whereas some places, when it's part-time, you don't know what you're going to get. You can end up with like 3-4 hours in a week.
My other job, I get 1 shift a week.
Which is only how many hours roughly?
Roughly right now, around 5 to 5.5 hours a week.
And that's considered part-time, right?
That's part-time.
Right.
So 2-week check might be $60.
Yeah. And you can't really pay bills, especially not rent or something like that. Now, the reason I bring it up is because on other videos, I've mentioned not having a job at all, which up to recently has been true. And, I don't get like food stamps or anything like that or welfare. I'm sure a lot of people seen my vids and maybe thought that, but no, I've never gotten it. In fact, over a decade ago, I even tried to get it back when I first went to college, and they rejected me because even though I was working, I didn't get enough hours. I was like, well, I work part-time. I showed them my pay stubs, and they told me, nope, you can't get food stamps because you need at least 20 hours a week to get the food stamp. But I'm like, well, dude, I would need it more because I'm not getting 20 hours a week, right? So for people out there thinking you just can go down there and get you some food stamps, that's not true either. No, not at all. I've been rejected for it. And because of that fact, I never tried to get it again. So recently, up until just now getting hired at this company, I never applied for it again just because I knew it's difficult to get. So basically, my question is this. If to get this job, the hiring manager, talking to her for 2 months every week, a couple times a week, some cases, I would just call her, hey, is there anything opened up? Anybody quit? Anything like that. And I would always check and try to see. And I was very diligent. And finally, after 2 months, and having someone on the inside, and Shauna, keep in mind, not only has a degree in business management, but a bachelor's mind. We both went to the University of Missouri St. Louis. She had 5 years work experience for this company prior to them hiring her again. So she's a rehire, and that was the main reason she got in. But the woman that interviewed me told me that, hey, we get hundreds, sometimes over 1,000 applicants in a week, and we just can't even go through them all. So even with me calling all the time, that was the only way to keep my name from getting buried under all the rubble of applications they get. In today's day and age, the economy is just very competitive. In fact, us with bachelor's degrees working at part-time, we're not alone. Several checkers that are also making minimum wage and only getting part-time hours, they have master's degrees.
Yes.
Working at this same exact location, not just this same store. And so, for me, I'm like lucky basically to even be here. And I'm like, damn, I'm sleeping with somebody in a damn store just to get the part-time, minimum wage job. Man, what a brother got to do to get some full-time around here? Damn. Who I got to sleep with for that? So anyways, I don't even want to know. Anyways, I'm about to head into work actually this morning for my first little day, on this job because I just got it over the weekend. And it's Monday, and I had help, a lot of help. In addition to me calling and being consistent as hell, calling and constantly harassing them basically about them begging for the job.
I talked directly to the store manager, and
and got me.
got him in because he felt that I was so good and he was hearing such good things about
Basically,
me. I just was like, well, hey, we got a
she's
Navy vet,
right,
and he's my fiance.
right. She talked me up and got me, and plus her doing a great job at the job helped a whole lot. So, I'm going to go in here and try to be a kick-ass grocery bagger, which I take no shame in that. Honestly, it's noble work. I feel like, hey, whether you're a janitor or the CEO, every job is necessary and needed. So that hierarchy system is really not as important as, the fact that every, person has, something that they're good at, has something that they're bound to do, they're going to do better than supersede at, better than anybody. Or they're just going to be really good, and it's not a competition. You'll just be really good at some things and less good at others. Like I can't draw and paint, but meanwhile Shauna's very crafty with her hands. And so it's up to us as a society to help people get on that path of figuring out what they're good at. Now, I happen to like doing art in terms of music and playing music and singing. And I also enjoy making comedy vids with Shauna. So, I'd like to keep doing that, But at the same time, of course, hey, we got to pay bills, right? But the point is in today's day and age, when I say a society that provides, a society that thrives, we need to provide money for the people and definitely education, because how else are people going to figure out what they're good at if they don't go get the proper education and training to see, am I good at this, good at that? And if money is a barrier to that, we'll continue to have people being held back. So anyways, I want to wrap the vid up and just say that, we both are, we're not like anti-work or anything like that. And if you provide money to the people, would I still work? Would Shauna still work?
Yeah.
Of course. We didn't go to college to not work. We would just like to work in our field where we got our degrees. And that's the issue that a lot of graduates are having.
Especially these days.
And nowadays, especially, yes, in the year 2013 and this new millennia in general, a lot of people have degrees. Like I have over $50,000 for my degrees. And part-time minimum wage is not at all going to pay those student loans off. So, and in addition to that, what about retirement plans? You know what I'm saying? We're both 30 years old. And so, how can, right, how can, with it being so hard to get a career job, let alone, any job at all, but especially a career job where we went to school, worked very hard, got over 120 credit hours of college coursework under our belt, and we owe a lot of money for that education. So how can we pay that off plus save up money for retirement when 401ks are losing money? And
live today.
And plus Social Security is going to be
Gone.
X-nay by the time we hit retirement age. So that's why I say, and my other vids, freedom and money, damn it. Give the people freedom and money, damn it, because, the Swiss are talking about their ultimate plan for all citizens, working and non. In addition to what you make from your job, like we make minimum wage, basically, She makes a pinch more, but we still make less than $9 an hour. So in addition to our, we get 16, sometimes a little more, hours a week. My idea is like the Swiss. They want to do 2,000 euros a month. I believe America can match that and do 2,000 US dollars a month for all citizens working in the non. And that'll get rid of homelessness, reduce crime, and it'll also be a retirement plan that's more solid than Social Security for our elderly, taking care of the veterans, taking care of the disabled, mentally and physical, etc. And also, making sure that people can, as the Swiss say, live with dignity. That's important. Also, as far as our public health care option goes, it'll help out with that as well.
Yes. I also want to mention, federal minimum wage is $7.75. And state minimum wage here in Illinois is $8.25.
Right.
And that will differ state to state. I think that federal minimum wage should be a living wage. I don't think that the state wage should be higher than federal.
Right.
Think about that. That means that our government, Washington, thinks that $7.75 at full time would be enough to support one adult.
That's if you can get full time.
And that's if you can get full time.
Keep in mind,
most minimum wage jobs are not full time.
Most jobs nowadays, period, are not full time.
That either.
Keep in mind, I begged for full time. Okay, seriously, I literally begged for it, and they were just like, "Hey, we can't do it unless you're a manager." I was like, "Well, make me a manager then. I have a degree."
Right.
And they were like, "Well, no." They were like, "Come on, fat chance of that opening up." So anyways, I'm going to wrap it up and just say, you know what, say yes we can in my comment box below. Let's tweet and Facebook at our president at White House. You can tweet there. Also, at your local senator, governor, mayor, representative, alderman, and let's try to get the movement going and get our own petition going. The Swiss got their vote. They're going to be able to vote on their €2,000 per month, minimum for all citizens because of they got over 100,000 signatures. So how about here in America? We can do better than that. We can get over 1 million. So let's do that. Let's start, and we can do it with launching just an online campaign. So let's do that, and I'm going to get to work before I'm late, and I'll talk to you guys later. And, thanks, Shauna, for helping me get a job that was very difficult to obtain. And I had to be diligent for 2 months to get that job, so,
3.
Damn near 3, yeah.
I had to work there a month and build up my reputation first.
Right, to help me out. So, I'll see you guys later. Thanks. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment on the vid. And appreciate that love and support. We'll see you. Cam Rock and China 2013.